Who is telling the truth here? Prince Andrew, the Queen's middle son, has been accused by a US attorney of not cooperating with an investigation into the Prince's now dead friend, billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, and into claims that the Prince himself slept with a teenager pimped out to him by Epstein. Now, Prince Andrew denies all that and last year said, sort of, that he'd cooperate, maybe.
Would you be willing to testify or give a statement under oath if you were asked? If
push came to shove and the legal advice was to do so, then I would be duty-bound to do so.
Didn't that cough give it away? But the Manhattan attorney leading the investigation into this whole Epstein sordid affair said that Prince Andrew had not cooperated at all. Well, Prince Andrew's lawyers have now gone to war, insisting the Prince did, at least on 3 occasions, offer to help the US Department of Justice, and saying perhaps they are seeking publicity rather than accepting the assistance. I'm joined now from London by Euronews reporter Trent Murray. Trent, it's great to catch up with you. Cooperating, not cooperating, what's your call? Who's lying here?
Yeah, good evening, Andrew. It's a very good question, and it's a question that's being put to the public this morning here in the UK. Once again, splashed across the front pages, headlines like these: Andrew and the US at war on Epstein. I tried to help on Epstein, insists the Duke, and even The Guardian says Andrew in a war of words with Epstein prosecutors. Those are not headlines that those press advisors behind me in Buckingham Palace would be very happy to see. Of course, there has been this war of words between Prince Andrew's legal team and prosecutors in the US for some time. It's gone very public now, all over the front pages of those papers. It's going to be a trial by media, I suspect, going from here.
Yeah, well, I suspect he'll probably lose that one. I don't know that the media's much on his side. But it's interesting, isn't it, that he's suddenly gone so nuclear, as lawyers have, really taking this on hardcore rather than cringing and all that. But what does the US prosecutor say about all this?
Yeah, well, this statement that came out from the United States overnight really was kind of the nuclear option for them in some way. They came out hard against the Prince and his legal team. Back in January, Geoffrey Berman, the US attorney for the Southern District of New York, said his legal team was providing zero cooperation on the matter. Well, fast forward 3-4 months now here, and they're saying that Prince Andrew has once again sought to make himself look like he's eager and willing to cooperate, when in actual fact, behind closed doors, he has not given an interview to federal authorities. He's repeatedly declined requests to do an interview and will not schedule one. But they did say their doors remain open. If the Prince has a change of heart, they would very much like to speak to him.
Well, one thing about this, tell me whether you think this is in his favour, Trent. The US Department of Justice, according to Prince Andrew's own lawyers, right, it's his lawyers, they say that the US Department of Justice has confirmed to them that the Prince himself is not and never has been a target of their criminal investigations into Epstein. Well, what do I read into that? Does that put him in the clear?
Yeah, well, that's certainly the line that his legal team are really trying to hammer home. It's been very much the headline that they've been trying to gain in papers and online. But they have said that they've also offered to interview with the Department of Justice 3 or 4 times. They've said that they have tried to cooperate and that they believe that these US attorneys are trying to gain publicity rather than accepting the assistance. They've also accused the Department of Justice of breaching confidentiality agreements. Essentially, this pattern of backgrounding and leaks to the media on both sides goes against confidentiality agreements which were allegedly agreed upon behind closed doors. So Prince Andrew very much on the front foot as well. But of course, whenever this he said matter occurs across the pond, then it becomes very difficult for Prince Andrew to try and gain any traction on this.
That's exactly correct. And it seems to me, tell me whether I'm wrong, but he's completely finished as a royal. I mean, he really seems to have been stripped of every single royal duty, never puts his head up at official functions, nothing at all. I think he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, well, after that disastrous BBC interview back in November, which I think they tried to use to clear the air, but it had the opposite effect, Prince Andrew really has taken a step back from royal duties. He was quite a prominent royal representing the Queen on things like economic and trade matters. Well, that's all been taken away from him now. Companies like British Telecom and KPMG have severed links with the Prince. And when he retired back in November, they said it was going to be for the foreseeable future. Well, given what we're seeing now, I suspect we will not be seeing much of Prince Andrew for some time.
I tend to agree with you. Thank you so much for your time, Trent Murray.